Hello everyone and welcome back to another Satisfactory video. I know it has been quite a while. It's been basically 2 months since I've personally recorded a Satisfactory video, but it's actually been longer since I recorded the last Satisfactory video you saw. And that is because the one in between this one and the last one, I had no microphone in because my microphone had died. And obviously I didn't know because I didn't assume it had just randomly died. And obviously I didn't check my mic thing, like my mic meter on OBS. So long story short, you guys missed the entire Power Shards finishing video. However, I'll probably have a recap of everything I did in that in the next video. Like in the next episode at the start of it, I'll do a recap on everything that happened and changed in that video. But since I can do this next one, without having to do all of that, and it won't matter since this is just a resource collection episode, for Sam, 3,600 per minute of it, and I don't know if we're even going to be able to get all of that, because I don't think there's even that much on the map. There is, but a lot of it's underground, and I don't want to go underground for it, so it's going to probably get delayed to later. Long story short, I had to redo a lot of the infrastructure, and since I was sick, that's all I could do. So some of the things I did was put bypasses here instead of lanes that go straight off and cut straight across. That way the trains can come on with minimal interference with the actual railway. So the two trains going to that station can crisscross without stopping the trains on the main line. And a bit of a similar story here, which is that the trains going to that station up there, and now the new one, which we'll be adding today, are going on a separate lane altogether to also get out of the way of the longer trains. Although technically it's the other way around, the longer trains kept stalling on this hill occasionally, from the trains going to that station stopping right at the top of it, and I didn't have enough momentum anymore because these trains are longer than the maximum at 6 freight cars instead of 4. So by stopping at the top, they wouldn't be able to get going again if they were completely full, and that was a big problem. So solved that by adding an extra lane. And then I did a lot of decoration. You can see I added pillars, I added the walls on that, I added pillars over there, I added pillars over here, I widened the entire thing, I painted it, made it thicker, there's going to be a belt going under, did this whole support thing, which took forever. You can see I still haven't painted some of these foundations. And then I did basically everything other than the automation there, because that entire bit of automation is not on grid, and I'm not redoing it again. All these paths and that automation is not on the same grid as all of this infrastructure, like all the other infrastructure. And so I'd have to redo all of this because it doesn't line up. But yeah, I need to, well, finish painting some things still, some little touch-ups. But the main thing is I need to get a belt going through this here. So I need to get that done right now, because today we're going to be collecting Sam, and I already got parts of it. This is 300 of it right here. This one's underground, so it's going to be a fun adventure to try and collect. But I might try and do it, although I know which cave it's in. Or at least I have a general idea, unless it's just in a different one. And I don't want to go in that cave if it is the one I think it is. So we'll see, but for now it's not really a consideration. I might add it later. This is what I mean by I'm gonna avoid all of the cave nodes for now and try and avoid them. But like, this one's a cave node, this one's a cave node, this one seems to be a cave node. I haven't gone and checked it out yet. And then, assuming these two aren't cave nodes, which I'm pretty sure this one isn't, this one I don't know. That's still, like, not enough. There's that one, which is not a cave node. But these are much further and much more inconveniently far away. Outside of that, that's every bit of Sam. There's one more impure node there, which I can get, but it's also very far away, so it's annoying. And that's it. That's every Sam node in the game left. There's not a single other one. We have all the other ones. There's the one here. There's the one here, one here, one here. There's one in the center of the map, and there's the 3 left up top. Although, I don't know if I use all the Sam here. I don't remember what the Sam node is being used for. So that could be something to look into. Maybe I could steal some from the pure one. Alright, so here's the other bit, obviously at the top of the hill. Not as much of this is quite as finalized, but the gist is there. You've got the runoff going to that station. You've got the same overpass idea, but for this station and soon to be this station, which is also just going to connect up to this. You've got the same thing, but on this rail. This rail is just for show. It's not actually connected, and that's because I wanted to get the trains coming from this way out of the way of the trains going this way. So this rail here, although it used to be in use, is no longer in use. For trains coming from that direction, they take the up way. Which clears up this rail, or the pathway for trains to go onto this rail. Which still needs decorating of some kind, like it's not decorated, and neither is the rail over here. And that's because, at least for this rail anyway, I wanted to do a big bridge, and maybe even two of them, because there's two big straight segments. But doing big detailed bridges is not just something that I can do easily, and it's kind of out of... I don't have the time to kind of put that much effort into just decoration. Especially considering how much I have already. But essentially, this is the next bit of things we're going to be working on today. This is going to be a belt support. I made it really wide, but like it doesn't need to be this wide. So the sand we're going to be collecting over here. There's one impure node down here, which comes up to here. So that is a thing, right? This is inverted. There you go. But this is going to be an impure node, and if you keep going up, you'll run into the belts eventually. But gist of it is, there's a pure node and another impure node coming down of this path, which you can also see going back around that way. Basically, just goes through this like cliff, and then back up that way. I have to get power and a belt to this pure node. And then the impure node already has power and is belted a little bit of the way. Actually, no, I'm lying. It's the one here. It goes all the way up there, and I just need to finish it. But this one has no power because it's not near any power lines, so I have to make new ones. I'm trying to remember why this drill isn't powered. Is it because I forgot the shards? I have shards in my inventory, so usually it isn't that. Maybe I just didn't plug it in. So I see a power pole here, but I don't think it goes anywhere. I think that's why it's not plugged in. Pretty sure yeah, it only has one connection, so it isn't connected anywhere. In that case, it's going to make friends with the elite gas stinger that's right there. Okay, so this one is hooked up, the little 150 down here now. The... is this? Yeah, this is the other 150 per minute. From all the way over there, and then the wait, no, this is the 1200 per minute. This is the 150 per minute. Okay, so this should be about what this ends up looking like, I think, unless I change my mind. It's just gonna merge into the regular line. I need to add a few signals to this though, to not interfere with the existing line, because it's gonna get kind of upset about this. Well, that should solve its issues with that. Now, I decided on 2 trains like this, so I will have to have another one. But I don't actually currently have the receiving station on the base side of things for this train. Part of that is because I want to try something new, which is I almost kind of want to have a train go through the entire base. Now, not the entire base. Part of it, I kind of want a train that climbs up through the inside of the base. But that's quite difficult. But I think it would be cool to have a train going up it. Not the entire thing, but to the automation level. Problem is that would take a lot of time, and this video is already kind of delayed. I even missed the like 1-year anniversary, so that's just great. You know what? I'm gonna look into the possibility of doing this. Like, I'm gonna head back to the base. I suppose I can try and take the train with me. And try and see if this is even, like, remotely achievable first. Okay, this area is a bit of a mess, because it needs a lot of cleanup. But this is basically the foundation of it. We're just gonna put it under here, which is right under where all the other stations are. The many of them for all the coal. Because why not? I'm just going to belt this stuff into the side right there. Because why not? gonna be the easiest way to do this, since getting the entire train inside means 2 belts, one going in, one coming out. And that's just a whole huge ordeal. It's not really that worth it, and it's a lot of effort too. So maybe I'll consider it, but the more likely thing is I might just do a decorative train going in the base, instead of one that needs to go, like, actually achieve a purpose. Figure out where this needs to go, because I have not even looked at this production in basically 2 months. So I don't even remember where this Sam needs to go. So let's go figure that out first, maybe. Now, I'm just going to hide these constructors down here in this little, well, it was made for belts, but this one down here on the lower floor is actually, like, tall enough for constructors, and I don't really have anywhere else nearby to put constructors. I mean, I could have probably squeezed them all through this little gap here, but this is technically still the under area. So here's the manufacturers that the SAM is going to be going into, and here's where they are. They're basically just directly under it. Elsewise, I would need to have them, like, way up on the roof layer, way up there. So yeah, that's a thing. Also, this stuff, which was in this video, or supposed to be, but I believe this was the part of this video that got cut out. So doing this belt work for the actual APMs, alien power matrices themselves, and the manufacturers. That's what I had done for this video before I realized my microphone died, and then yeah, that was basically 2 months ago. So that's how long it's been. But yeah, the step that was missing, among a couple other things like wire and steel, which I completely forgot about, so that's just lovely, is doing all of the SAM. But the thing is, I can't do all the SAM because we don't have enough SAM ore. So unfortunately, we're not going to have all the SAM yet, and I don't know if we ever will. Okay, I got one belt, which should in theory be the one with 1200 per minute. I'm just going to hook up 1200 per minute for the time being, because we don't have all the SAM, and I don't feel like going to check all the nodes, because I kind of want to get this video done quickly to give an update on why it's been taking so long to get these Satisfactory videos done with. I would love to finish this project before the end of the year. I just don't know if it's feasible. Like, I'd love to finish this automation project. It's just a bit adventurous. Like, I don't know if it's really feasible, because I also want to get all the water park simulator videos out, because I finished the entire game in one big sprint, and then I'm just uploading all of them. And that was the last thing I did before I got sick, so that's what's been going up recently. And the Hydroneer episode from last week was just kind of, I just pushed it back a bit to add a bit of variety, hopefully. But for the time being, this video should be up around there. Ideally, I'm aiming for after the Hydroneer video. And then it should go back to Water Park Sim for a bit, and then you guys should hopefully have another episode sooner than later. But right now, I'm going for the first test run. I don't actually have any SAM loaded, so I can't test to make sure everything works. So I have to actually go pick some up, which is a great opportunity to try this out here. So it should ignore this, because this is the bypass to go over the thing, but it should go on this one, yes. And then it's just gonna hug the right. And I also just realized this only has 5 freight cars, not 6, because I forgot to add the last one. So I need to remember to do that before this thing comes to a complete stop. The reason I didn't do it is because there wasn't enough space in the station, and then I just forgot. So let's do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, can confirm. There's only 5. There you have it. 6th wagon, and then all of this is just full now. So I mean, this shouldn't be an issue. I can't check it right now because it's being loaded, but it should work. Alright, let's just get in the train. Let's go check on it once this thing arrives. I'm just gonna ride the train, because why not? Alright, we're coming into the station. Now, obviously this is gonna be cleaned up, and this wall you see down back in there is gonna have to be moved forward to this edge of this station. That's just another thing I haven't done, because this entire area needs to be redone, if it wasn't obvious by the mess of belts going through there. I've just been trying to think of how I want to redo it, and I'm not still sure. I haven't, like, decided fully yet. So though that's a project for another time, obviously, but it's a low priority one because of how big it is. and how of little importance it is too, because fixing this doesn't improve anything. So it's fairly low importance and high work, so it's not particularly great. I wanted to do a bit of a jump cut here to show what this area actually looks like now, because I say a lot that I'm going to just fix it later, but I never showed the fixed later result, because quite frankly the video is already done and ready usually, but I specifically waited for this one a bit to have this area finished. So this area is all cleaned up now. Here's the station, here's all the belts ran. I scouted the nodes and determined that not enough of them were on the surface to actually finish it. If there would have been, I would have gone back and actually just acted like I never ended the episode. You can see all of the flooring is done, all of the walls are done, all of the lifts are reorganized, all of the awesome sinks that were all over the ground are done. And I'll even come clean. Everything that wasn't the awesome sinks is still a mess underneath because I haven't done it yet. And I am about to. All of this I'm about to clean up. But I wanted to show that I do actually go back in post and actually fix the things I do. Because most people just never do. They just say they do and then never come back. I did the entire wall. I did part of the railway. I just did general decorations. I still need to do the floor up here, but you know, it is what it is. Like, I actually do go back and do a lot of the things I say I'm gonna go back and do off camera. And, I wanted to actually showcase that for once, because a lot of the time I don't. In fact, I never really do. But there you have it. Actually showcasing the things I do. I do need to patch up some things in this corner. I need to figure out some kind of support structure for this. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, back to the video. Forgot the front ones don't have anything going in them yet. It's only the back trains. So, train is going to leave as usual. That's nothing out of the ordinary. Going to go up this, go up the conveyor lift, and this is actually fairly low down, which is convenient. Because this is down in the lower floors. Which makes it a lot easier, actually. And it goes straight into the constructors. And it should go all the way to the end of the chain, and obviously start producing. What is it? Reanimated Sam, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. And that's gonna come over here. And then I guess I'll let it produce a little bit here. But that's gonna connect into this lift, to go into here, to go into the manufacturers, to the next episode where I'll do the recap as well. We're going to finish this up, finish the wire, finish the steel, and I'm going to recap all of this as well as the power shard production stuff in the next episode, which will be a bit of a close to hopefully bring back a bit of motivation for this project. Because once this is done, if I recall correctly, once the SAM fluctuators are done, there's only the superposition oscillators, and although they're arguably the hardest, if you look at the recipe here, it's crystal oscillators again, which is not easy by any means, and it's also aluminum again, which is also not easy or reliable by any means, and then the rest is free. I mean, the excited photonic matter is free, and then the dark matter crystals are going to be free once I take care of the dark matter residue, which I actually still haven't done. You can see the two pipes dangling from the roof there. That's the current dark matter residue situation. I'm just manually draining it because I need to fit particle accelerators somewhere. So that's another adventure for another time too, which is just lovely. But you know what? Let's just get this hooked up. There's no point in waiting like 5 hours because it's not going to make a difference. This stuff produces like insanely quick, so it won't matter. This will just fill up real quick. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Probably a pretty short one, but obviously a lot of it was done off camera. A lot of the bulk work, a lot of it was just tedious redesigning of most of the network train side of things. I also fixed up just some things just general all around the map. I explored quite a bit. Just did a lot of little things that needed to be done that I didn't get a chance to do. And I also took a bit of a break from recording, which definitely felt nice. So hopefully I can get back into it and get back into the swing of things, because getting back into this momentum of Satisfactory is quite a big task because of the nature of how long it takes per episode. I mean, I said whatever hour count I was at in the last episode. I don't even think I was... Oh, I said my total playtime. Well, total playtime, I'm at 1,646 hours now. And I was at... I don't even think 1,600 still in the last video you saw. I think that kind of showcases how long these take to make, because that's like at least a 50-hour differential, like difference between the two episodes. So, you know, it takes a long time, but they are also by far my favorite to rewatch. So, you know what? It's worth it in the end. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Satisfactory episode, and I hope to see you guys next time for basically the finale of all of the little things.